Yo, how's it going, guys? FIFA Mobile version 3.2 has just come out. It's the biggest update that has come out on FIFA Mobile yet. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna agree with that after you watch this video. There's some amazing new things happening in the game now. EA has done some amazing stuff to the game. They have added so many things in the game. There's so many major squad updates, there's so many bug fixes, there's so many gameplay fixes. It feels like a new game altogether if you play it like just after the update for the first time. So we are starting off with formations. When you go to your team, when you select your new formations, now you can check out the formation by just clicking on the overall that's written up there. The overall is already written. So now you know which is gonna work the best for you, and you can check out which players are therein as well. You can check your goalkeeper on the top left, your overall rating on the top right, and your whole freaking squad right there. So I have full elites right here, which makes me feel really great because I can check out which squad is gonna work the best for me, which is gonna have the highest rating for me. And now EA has changed the mechanics so much that the higher your rating, the better your squad is gonna play. It depends on your player's stats. How good he can shoot the ball, how good he's gonna play, how good your opponent is gonna play against you, all depends on your squad and your opponent's squad's overall rating. EA has also told us that if you have an overall rating of say like 75 and your opponent has like an 85, even if your squad may be having maybe the highest rated strikers but your overall is lesser than them, overall is lesser than your opponent's squad, you're still gonna have a problem. Maybe this is great for the game because it's gonna encourage people to actually play the whole 27 players and make them all good. Now we're gonna go and see this right there. When you play a match, you can see your squad starting up and you can also see your opponent's squad. So you now know, not just seeing the player's name, you now know which card he has. Maybe if he has a 91 Benzema card or if he just has a normal Benzema card. You didn't know that before, now you know everything about it. And the gameplay has changed a lot. Actually, that's why I'm saying it looks like a real new game right there. Your players' stats matter so much more than ever before. Your players' shooting skills, your players' finesse shots, your players' chip shots, everything has changed a lot. Your player can now do better ball control and everything actually depending on the stats. So it's become a more game based on your players' rating and also your player stats and everything. So skills are not just what matters anymore. Your squad rating is what matters a lot as well. I'm not saying you cannot win with just good skills and a bad squad, but then it's always better to have a better squad, have better players, and then you have a higher chance of winning. Apart from that, there'll be new update coming to the game. It hasn't come yet. When the iOS version is out as well, probably EA will make it necessary for everyone to update so that people can, have fun actually, basically, and everyone is gonna have the same kind of squads and everything. There's some major update that hasn't come out of the game and it's coming out as soon as the game comes on iOS. I'm really waiting for the game to come out on iOS because I really want counters to start up. I'm gonna talk about counters a little later from now. And you can also notice when you play a match, whenever your opponent gets the ball, you have your next turn coming up very fast now. So if your opponent gets the ball for like just 3 seconds or 2 seconds, it's gonna give you a new turn. So it's gonna basically change a lot of stuff for you. Also, a major problem is you cannot score as many goals as you used to before because the formations have changed a lot. So the target man formations have been nerfed and you cannot score as many goals for the target man formation. It's not as overpowered as it was before. It's not as OP as it was before. And basically 5 at the back formations work the best now. 4-1-2-1-2 is really beastly now. 5-4-1 is amazing. So that's some tips I'm giving you guys on which squads you can try. You should try out all the squads one by one and check which works out for you the best. Buy players only in those positions. Now something new, guys, counters. You can tap on a counter slot to bring up the list of tactics you can counter. So basically, when the iOS update comes out, you can choose a counter and your opponent will not be able to use that formation. You can select a tactic. As you level up, you will gradually unlock more counter slots and you can counter certain play styles as well. You can counter all of the 4-3-3 tactics or maybe just the 4-3-3 wing attack or whatever, your wish. And whenever you counter an opponent's attack, the opponent will be able to see that you have countered. It's his wish whether to play with it or not, but if he does play with it, he's gonna have a really hard time scoring goals against you and winning it. And if he does actually choose it, then even your team can score back, so you can still win the match even if your attack is not left anymore. Also, when the iOS update comes out, EA will be changing the gameplay a little more and passive goals will happen now. Thanks to counter attacks, it's now possible for you to earn a goal through no effort of your own. So even during simulation, when your team is playing as CPU against your opponent's team, when your opponent is playing against you, you can still score goals. And that's pretty great because now it's gonna be more like realistic matches, and it's not so much of an attack mode kind of 45 minutes game anymore. It's more of like you still don't know the result anymore. Even if you like scored one goal, and if your opponent has to score one goal more than you, there's still a chance you can win the game. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Some new updates about the game and stuff like that. Now moving on to some of the tips that I would like to give you guys. So first of all, you have to try out new formations. You just cannot stick to one formation because your opponent can counter any formation of his choice. He can choose any formation of his choice and you cannot be able to use it really well. So you have to keep at least 2 formations in mind and have players in both the formations that actually perform well for you. When you now play attack mode or league versus league or even league tournaments, your opponent's squad can also start against you. So you just don't think that if only you start it's gonna count, and if your opponent actually scores against you, it's a goal. It's a goal. So you have to defend as well. You just cannot have good attackers and just play whenever you are even playing a match. You also have to have good defenders because your opponent can score against you, and it can so happen that your opponent will start with the ball, not your players. And chip shots have become better in the game, and depending on your players' stats, your chip shots and your finish shots are gonna be more accurate and are gonna be more powerful actually. And finally guys, the last tip and probably the best one I think is make your opponent even have a worse situation. So when you play against your opponent attack mode the first turn, he'll choose a formation, and when you counter a formation, he'll choose another one. So the next time when you play, you know which formation he's gonna choose, counter that one, so he'll have a really hard time now. Thanks for watching guys. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to my channel, share the video with your friends, and comment down below which formation works the best for you after the update. I love you.